We're here, people. First review of the new year. Does it work, Ken?
Hey?
Does it work? Does your lighter work? Just check it.
I just dropped it. So I think we're okay. Oh, dodged a bullet
So
there.
anyway, we've started recording, Ken. Welcome to FOH this week. R&J Wide Churchill, BRN
Again.
July 23. I don't know. We've done this recently. Maybe we did. Maybe is this something we really got blown away by?
Well, I don't know how many have three bands, because didn't we do a three-banded thing recently?
Mine. It is yours is a Wide Churchill, yeah.
Well, it says Wide Churchills.
We're going for it.
I mean, that thing. Well, does yours look like that?
Well, I've lost the bottom band on mine. Yeah. But mine's damaged at the bottom. So that's what I like. So see, I got a cracked foot. So I didn't get seconds, people. It's so cheap. But if you look at that, that's the reason I do like a band around the bottom of a cigar. It stops it from happening. It stops the split. It actually has a practical purpose. Ken, do you have a TV on in the background or something?
Oh, I've got no sensitive little pedal, aren't you?
Mate, we've only been doing this like, I don't know, 20 years. And you still can't even get it right. But anyway, and just check out the holes in his shirt, yeah? Keep going. Welcome back.
Forgot to dress up.
Nice shirt. I like the shirt. I like the shirt. What's it say? Trust me, you can dance. I've seen you dance. Ken, there's a couple of holes in that. Are that just to make it go faster, those holes, or what are the holes for?
In what? The shirt?
In the shirt.
Why would it make it go faster?
Are they for cooling? What are they for?
Authenticity.
BRM July 23. What's the draw like on yours?
Well, we hadn't got to that stage yet.
Oh, crikey. What's your wrapper like? Are you happy? Have you happy with the condition of the cigar?
I'm always happy. Yep, all looking good.
I had a good draw, slightly on the easy side, which doesn't really concern me too much. It's not that easy. The Montesco cigar. So what's a Montesco? Is it 5 and 3/8, 5 and 1/8? Anyway, it's a 55 gauger Montesco. 55s is a touch too large for me. But the problem is they're making so many good cigars in this format. What do? You love the flavor, like the Rio Seco. I love Hoy de Monte Rio Seco, one of the great cigars for me. But
doesn't mean they can't make them in a thinner.
Not as easy. They do. They make very good cigars, but you're not going to get the same. They make very good cigars, but they're not the same cigars. You can't.
They're not the same cigars.
You can pretty much achieve the same blend or the same flavor profile within 3 gauges. So 48 to 52 is pretty much about as far as you can get something that's quite similar. Outside of that, it's almost impossible. Anyway, where were we? Light it up. What's the draw like on yours?
Draw's fine, a bit easy.
Easy. Look at this, people. Look at that soldering. What?
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah. So yours isn't lit though yet. It's not lit. I can tell. Ken, like this cigar, for God's sake.
I have a list of things that annoy him. That's number 6. It's a very long list.
I don't think you need to divide them out. Just you is number 1.
I am number 1. Now you're perfectly happy.
A little burst of flame, people. A little burst of flame. You toast it. You warm it up. You take your time, and when you just go to light it, should bang burst of flame. You're away. This looks like It looks like he's trying to light a little fire with two sticks. I have no idea. He's got little wisps of
Seriously,
smoke.
Mr. Stick It in the
Yes.
barbecue? Unbelievable.
I've done that a couple
Mine
of
looks
times.
better. Mine looks better. Does mine look better or not?
No, it doesn't, Ken, because they can
It's
also
just
see.
it's a gradual process.
Yeah,
Where's the
mate.
fire?
Honestly, at that pace, you'll be finished next Tuesday. But we'll be back with you at the end of the first third.
Could be a long time.
Kenny, opening third for you. What do you think? What are you getting? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm certainly not anywhere near a third through it, but in general, nice, soft, attractive, bit of sort of that touch of fudge, touch of nuts. I'm not allowed to say caramel apparently, but there could be a touch of that. Well, touch of caramel.
I'm going to tell Hamlet.
But there's a little bit of bitterness right on the end at the moment.
Is that because half of your cigars are not lit properly? Look at it.
Well, that's because you mucked me around when I was perfectly well lit until you started going, hey, you got to do this, got to do that.
No bitterness at all, people. No bitterness whatsoever.
There is bitterness here at the way he made me light it. Great deal of bitterness.
You're right. Nuts, soft opening. It's not, to me, it's not a Romeo and Julieta profile at this point in time. I'm not getting any of that cherry sweetness, which I love, which I normally get from an R&J Wide Churchill. I normally get a little bit of little sweetness on the edge. It's not caramel. I'm talking about a little bit of fruitiness is what I'm looking for.
I can see a bit of red fruit,
I'm not getting
but it's a little bit of red fruit. But you know, you got to look hard.
Early days. Early days. We'll be back with you at the second, third point. Yes.
Well, he was in bed.
Back for the second. Back for this. We're talking Commanders, Redskins, and we're talking Bucks, Buccaneers. We're talking NFL because we're coming down to the pointy end of the season.
Yeah, you can tell we're at the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, so I think Kenny's Commanders are number 2 in the draft picks, and the Bucks have had a fantastic year.
New coach from the Cowboys. How good's that? Anything we can take from the Cowboys.
So we were just having a ball. I love about this. What I love about review day is you just cover all sports and catch up. It's great.
Absolutely.
R&J Wide Churchill, second, third, Kenny.
Very little change from the first. There's still that hint of bitterness. I'm not seeing any more red fruits at all. It's okay.
There were no red fruits to begin with.
There was a hint. There was a hint. If you looked hard and you used your imagination. But yeah, there's not much there now. It's okay. I'm hoping that it picks up because otherwise it's not a great start to the year. I think this is only my second cigar this year.
Is it? I've got some Nudies Churchills. I've got some Nudies Churchills coming your way. I want you to try. Why don't you do one next week's review?
All right. No, you won't. Next week. Well,
week after. Week after. Whatever.
No, I'm in New Zealand for a couple of weeks.
You fishing?
Look. Originally it was 1 week and I was going to tack on 3 or 4 days, and then they extended the thing to 15 days. And I thought, I'm away for 15 days. To tack on another 3 or 4, it's just too long to be away at the moment with so much crap to do back here.
Wine writing. You're wine writing.
It's all wine. It's all wine. It's non-stop. I think we've got one afternoon off in Queenstown. But in 15 days. So there's 3 or 4 of us. There's a Chinese person, there's a German woman, there's I think there's another guy from Sydney. There's 4 of us, I think.
I really wasn't that. I was only feigning interest. I didn't really want to know who was actually going on the
tour. Do you really think I care whether you're interested or not?
Apparently not. I'm a little bit underwhelmed on this. This is the worst example I've had in a long time, and I don't understand where it is. I understand why. It lacks identity for me as a cigar, or at this point. There's just no identity here. It's going through the motions. It's a Devon White of cigars in terms of product of the Bucks.
We've been discussing Devon White. I love
just going through the yeah. I've seen greatness in wide churches over the last 2 years. This is an example of that. This is when and I find this with the Montesco.
He's playing injured. He's playing injured here.
Montesco size cigars, when you get great ones, you get great ones, and otherwise, it's just it's good, but it's 88, 89 for me at this point.
I'm sitting 86 at the moment.
God, geez, you're tough. So it's 86 for Ken at this point in time. We haven't finished it yet, but I suspect if Ken lit it correctly, it would be an 88, 89 cigar. I've only ashed once in my cigar. And only
I've ashed twice.
Look at that thing. It looks like a hobo. I'm talking about the cigar. Look at it.
It's got a bunch. Obviously, when they rolled it, there's a bunch sticking up this way that's causing some internal issues.
Yeah, let's blame the rollers, people. Let's blame.
Well, why not?
Rollers.
Well, you don't think it's my fault?
What else could it be? What else could it be? We'll be back with you shortly for the last three. Yeah, we're back, people.
We're back. That's a twig. That's a twig. I've got twigs.
A lot of flavour in twigs, Ken. A lot of flavour. How many twigs? You got one or two?
Well, I think it's split. So it's an old twig. Got tired and it's split. Or maybe there's two. Unbelievable. There shouldn't be twigs.
There shouldn't be. No. Well, that looks more like branches.
I was being polite. You know me, I'll always be polite.
Absolutely. Oh, Jesus. We're in real trouble today. We'll be back shortly. Wrapping up the R&J Wide Churchill, BRM July 23. It's been a little bit underwhelming for me.
Well, I removed the asbestos twigs, and it's underwhelming would be the nicest thing anyone could ever say about this. 80.
80.
80. Very disappointing.
The twigs were 6 points out of that because you're 86.
The whole, not just the twigs, the whole thing. There's been no evolution of flavours. There's been no real interesting flavours. Bit of a bog average cigar.
Happy to run with. You got 80. I'm going. Where am I going? I'm not going this one. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's one of those cigars you smoke, and all of a sudden, I feel like pouring another drink and having a decent cigar. And I think that's the
except it's left flavors that
dirty, flinty, dirty. Yeah, I didn't get so much of that, but enough in the end. It's sort of got a bit of hot to the end. That's fine. I've got no problems there. But
very hot at the end, yeah.
For its sake, deliver something. Show me something. Just play a card. Play a card in there that we can talk. There's no cards played that we can actually discuss.
Not really. Well, hopefully we'll do better next time.
Next time we one of the nutties Churchills, and you'll be brutally honest on that one there.
Absolutely.
We'll go from there. But
I smoked 4 of those nudies on at the doctor's Christmas lunch.
4. They're Canyonazos. 4 Canyonazos.
4.
And at the day.
Yeah.
Don't you dare give a review on that. 4.
No, it was a big day. Oh, they were good. I loved them. I kept smoking and I loved them. They were great. And someone threw a little Cohiba in there as well. No wonder I was crook for a month.
That's a big lunch. 4 Canyonazos.
It was a very big lunch. Yeah. There are only about 40 bottles of wine, but we got through it all right.
Good stuff. I'm glad the Canyonazo from Nudie's actually stood up. Well done.
They did.
Great stuff.
I liked.
Mate, safe trip to New Zealand. I know you're working hard down there, toasting wine. I'll catch up when we're back. Yeah, all good.
All right.
To the forum. Hasta luego. Until next week. Cheers.